So the turkey population in the last decade in the state of Washington has exploded. So much so that last year they decided that in certain counties you can kill 4 turkeys. That's pretty crazy for my neck of the woods. So of course I drove across the state to my hunting grounds and I had a goal. If I could get 4 turkeys, and if you notice, look at the sheet here, it says 2 beardless. So that would be mainly hens or very young males, and 2 of either sex. So I had a goal. I was going to head out on Thanksgiving weekend and get me a whole family, mom, dad, brother, sister. Here we go. Let's get this party started now. So I decided to get a crossbow, and of course, Dumb and Dumber have to steal it right away and shoot it first before me. But anyway, the reason why I got a crossbow is that it is legal in our state. In our state, to use a crossbow for deer, you have to be handicapped. But for turkey, it's legal. And if I'm coming across a house, someone's property, in a fairly residential area, they are more apt to say yes if I have a crossbow versus a gun. So I thought it was just one more thing to help me get that turkey, get that family of 4. The drive to my turkey land is a long drive, but it's absolutely dead drop gorgeous. It's just a complete different environment from my Western Washington alpine evergreen. If you look at this picture, it's just unbelievable. Once I get to the east side of the mountains, the landscape changes, and it's just such a beautiful drive. On my way to turkey hunt, I had to stop, check out this gorgeous scenery. Looks like the mini Grand Canyon. Pretty beautiful. So I told you that the turkey population in Washington has exploded. Check this out. But I want to make something absolutely clear. Where you can kill the turkeys is still a challenge. This is just some random person's yard as I'm driving my turkey spot. Yes, I went up and knocked on the door and thought I was going home early and just blasting some of these. Okay? But of course, no one was home, and it wouldn't have been as much of a reward if I just shot some in someone's yard. But check this out. So I get to my sweet Airbnb that I found smack dab in my hunting grounds and put my stuff away, and the road leading up to the cabin has this big boy just strolling, having a good time. Look at me. You know, where the ladies at? And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Well, the lady, it's near a few houses. I mean, there's pretty big fields, but the lady said she preferred no gunshots around the house. So here I go. I got my crossbow right off the bat for in the evening, about 6 p.m. I probably got the best video here I have in my life for kill shot. And I start off with huge success on day 1. This is when the frustration started. So I went to my honey hole on day 2. Day 1, I got a nice top. I'm like, check that box. I need to get the brother, I need to get the mom, and I need to get the daughter. So I got the dad right off the bat. That's usually the hardest one. So here I go. Right when I pull up into, I call this the cow fields, because they raise cows in this area that the guy lets me hunt. As soon as I pulled up, I didn't get the video, but I laid into 2 turkeys. It was a Jake and a fairly large hen. So there's the brother and the mom. Bam, nailed them. I had to go around the fence because it's a little tricky to climb over. There's really not a good spot. When I get to the other side, they're gone. They are gone. And I'm like, what the hell? And I must have just wounded them because they were flapping around. They looked dead. And as I look over in the corner, I see these 3 mother blanking coyotes that by the time I walked around, I'm talking less than 10 minutes. By the time I walked around the fence, these 3 coyotes came and drug the 2 turkeys away. Okay, that is insanely frustrating. Okay, so frustration number 1, 2 kills drug away by a coyote pack. Okay, here we go. Frustration number 2, where Adam and I saw a whole flock of turkeys in the spring, set up my blind, put out my decoys, and sat there the entire day seeing nothing. So now I'm pissed. I am pissed. This first day was Thanksgiving Day. Got there, shot a turkey on Turkey Day. Friday was the coyote dragging my turkeys away and sitting there for 7 hours seeing nothing. Okay, this is day 3. This is Saturday. I'm going to a spot that I've had success with. First turkey I ever got Adam, and it's 2.5 hours away. So I'm hitting the road at 6:30, about 6 a.m. and I'm headed up there. I'm bound and determined. And it was a day of driving and driving. I probably drove for 6 hours that day, driving all around every possible spot I knew up in that area. And I probably put about 300 miles on the car that day, driving, listening, making turkey calls. It was absolutely brutal. Frustration number 3.
I've made a huge decision in my hunting life. I've been hunting seriously for 3 years. I put so much pressure on myself to be successful, and I put success is if I kill an animal and I have a dead animal in my hand. I just have made an epiphany. I am in a phenomenal, beautiful area, and that's a win. Okay? I have got 1 tom this weekend, but I can't tell you how frustrating this weekend has been on the number of opportunities that have not come my way. So a year ago, if I had 1 tom, I would be super excited. But now you check those boxes of that, you have these expectations. So I made a decision. No more guilt. Do what you can. Leave it on the field, and just enjoy the moment. It's a new epiphany for me, and I want to let you know I just came up with that decision not to get frustrated. Because you know what it's all about? It's about hunting, not killing.
So I decided to stop being frustrated. And nothing was going my way except for the second I showed up. So Friday, Saturday was absolutely rough. I needed to go home on Sunday and, to go back, get ready for work for Monday. I decided that I had a goal. I wasn't going to be frustrated, but that didn't mean I didn't want to fulfill my goal of taking out a whole family of turkeys. Okay? So I took Monday off, and I got back to the grind on Sunday, and I just tried to enjoy myself. I did another day of driving and grinding, repeating the areas that I know. I have like 10 turkey spots, and I exhausted them all. I went back to square one. And I spend all Sunday, and I just said, you know what? It's not my weekend. I'm driving back to my Airbnb when I see this flock. And I go up to the farmer, and he just happens to be outside with his wife, and I had a nice talk, and he says, please take as many as you want. So I snuck up on these, and it was not easy. I'm army crawling. I wish I had this video. I'm army crawling. I'm sneaking up. I'm bound to determine. I jump up, lay 3 shots into this flock, let out everything I had this weekend, just all out. And lo and behold, I dropped a Jake and 2 hens. I personally did not shoot into the toms because I already got my tom, and I got a Jake and 2 hens, and I did it. I couldn't tell you. This is by far the biggest moment in my hunting career. 4 turkeys in 4 days, and I did it. Here is the Here's my Christmas card for last season, and enjoy the video of me prepping the scene, which took me about an hour and a half that night. But I loved every second of it. It was so fulfilling to reach that goal. Anyways, enjoy and say it with me now. You know what it's all about, baby. It's all about that Doug Life.
I don't think I worked harder on any hunt in my life. This was a complete grind. So first of all, I shot a turkey with my crossbow. First time ever. I was all excited. Walked up to it. I was just laying there, and it fluttered and got up. It realized I stuck it through its ass and its hind leg, or one of its legs, and it realized it couldn't run. So it gets up 2 flaps, sails 150 yards into this thick brush onto a property that I didn't have permission on. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. As I'm watching it fly with my bolt in its ass. Second is I'm on the property right here, boom. And I have a hen, another hen, walk up, and I shoot it, but it's on the other side of this barbed wire fence. And as you notice, my cute little bibs I'm wearing, I didn't want to go over the barbed wire and rip my new bibs. So I walked around. It was about 20 minutes, and I came through the gate. I came back, and all of a sudden I'm like, where in the hell is my hen? I'm looking around. I see in the distance this little coyote just peeking up, like peeking at me, and it's got my hen. It's got my turkey. And I look at it, and I brought my 22, so I run my car to get the 22, went after it, but he was long gone. So right after that, I banged Big Daddy right here, Big Papa. And so I was excited. I was excited about that. And I only have to look back a year, and if I got a tom, I would be ecstatic. But I lost 2 hens, and I really wanted to do this family photo here. Mom, dad, brother, sister. And I had the mom and the sister, and then I got the dad, but I lost the 2 hens. So I just had Big Tommy here, and I had that in the fridge at the place I'm staying, and I was grinding. 2 different days, Saturday and Sunday, not to mention Friday, the trip out. I was grinding, and it was so frustrating because it was the first time where it wasn't frustrating because there was no animals. It was frustrating because there is a ton of turkeys. You know how when people say, oh, there's a lot of turkeys, there's a lot of deer, there's a lot of ducks, and then you go to the place where you're able to hunt and there's nothing? Okay, I'm used to that. But this was like turkeys, and I just could not, first of all, 10 times I knocked on doors because there's a flock, I don't know, of a 50 to 100. One time there was 200 turkeys. Hand to God, if you don't believe me, watch this. Boom! And out of all 10 times, there was 4 no answers. So I'm not going to shoot a turkey on someone's property without permission. There was another 4. There was another 4 where I talked to the people, and by the time I got my gun and situated, they're already gone to someone else's property or another area that I didn't have permission. And then I got 2 no's. That doesn't happen to 2 for very often where I get a no, but I got 2 no's. So I kept grinding. Oh, and to top it off, on Saturday, when I was going after that coyote, I put my I went to get my 22, right? My 22 rifle for the coyote. And I had my shotgun in case there's more turkeys. Well, when I carrying both guns, and I didn't bring a strap, frustrated about that. So I laid my shotgun down. Cardinal sin. I laid my shotgun, I actually put up against a tree. And I had a mental note right here. Well, I was so focused on going after that coyote, I did a big loop and came back to my car and went home because I was frustrated. And I left my shotgun, and where I'm staying and where the main area that I'm hunting is an hour away. So I went back there today, which is Sunday, nothing. And I found my shotgun, but there's no turkeys on the property where I got Big Tommy here. And gosh, so frustrating. So I did all this grinding. It wasn't just grinding and grinding, like I said, without turkeys. It was grinding and grinding with all these turkeys, and it makes it 100 times more frustrating because it's like I'm shooting turkeys and I'm not tagging them. There's no tags. I had one tag, and I brought 4 tags, and so I really wanted to do a little joke here for my happy holiday Christmas card from my family to yours. Get it? My family here. So I'm coming back, and where I'm staying is turkeys everywhere. And there's this farmer's field. And I go, and there, of course, there's a flock of 100 turkeys. And I go knock on the door, and the guy said, sure, I don't care. I'm like, oh my gosh, game on. But I had to circle around all the way, and it was like a perfect storm. It had this little like a little trail, like a little wagon trail, and the turkeys were down over the hill here, and so I was able to go up on and lay into them, and that's when I got my brother right here. That's where I got my brother, and then down the road, right next to the place I'm staying, I got sister. So. And sister and mom. So, oh my gosh. It was something else. I am exhausted, but it's worth it here. So, anyway, I got the double twofer. Yeah, baby, got the double twofer. Woo! You know what it's all about? It's all about that Doug life. Step 1, pace off 20 yards. If someone tells you you have to have a rangefinder, tell them they're lying. Step 2, make sure your main bolt that connects the 2 pieces together is tight. It comes loose over time. Check your bolt. Boom. Okay, I need to show you something about this pullback mechanism here. So you have a handle and a hook. So when I was referring to step 3 is you want it facing like this. Seems to work better with the torque if, whoops, I got it backwards, sorry. If the hooks are facing, come on now. If the hooks are facing like this, okay? So I would be pulling up like this. So the hooks are facing towards me. But if you look at my setup here, seems to work pretty good. To be honest with you, I just kind of problem solved it. I looked at a video and then kind of did my own thing. You gotta be careful here. You see how that direction, see how it's kind of like a torpedo? What is happening is it's slipping through the hole. It won't go past this, but it's going far enough where it seems to be a little of a gap. So looks like I need to triple knot that, so I do not want it going past this part right there. I want it tighter. A little wiggle is good, but I don't want this to be way up here. So I'm going to triple knot that, and then I'm going to stuff it inside these ridges, and then cut what I don't need. So that's important that you have your pullback string. And this actually is better than a crank, in my opinion, because if you're actually hunting, this isn't making noise. The crank's like, I don't have one to show you, but it's going to make noise, and that's no bueno. Any hunter would know. Anyways, that's how I have my setup. Oh, my new crossbow. Woohoo! I'm just going to go shoot it without reading anything. Huh, what does this say? Caution. Keep fingers below track. Yeah, whatever. Like I could get hurt.